Hello friends, welcome back to the channel. My name is Megan. I'm an intuitive healer with Rose Moon Healing, and I'm going to be doing a check-in today for the energies for the Twin Flame Collective. So this will be for Divine Feminine and Divine Masculine. Feel free to watch these videos for a relationship, a connection that you may have, or you can be watching it for your Divine Feminine energy or Divine Masculine energy within, as always. The energy, speaking of energy, the energy has been extremely potent, which is why I felt called to jump on here and do a check-in for you guys. The shift yesterday was absolutely insane. It quite literally knocked me on my ass, quite literally. I actually spent all day horizontal, and for much of the day I was sleeping or resting and meditating as much as I possibly could. I did a personal reading as well, and the messages were so clear. It's like my channel was broken wide open. So I do feel like there has been some major ascension symptoms as of late. Some upgrades, some light activations. Anytime I'm kind of knocked on my, and I got so much sleep, and then when I finally woke up, I was like, I'm not ready to wake up. I want to keep sleeping. So anytime that happens for me, it's a pretty good indicator that they're really needing me to be still and be horizontal so that they can do their work on me for upgrades. So I'll be really curious to hear if anyone else experienced that. But I did say on my reading, my quick little brief check-in I did on Sunday for you guys, I was like, tomorrow is going to be a day because everything's going to be shifting as we step into this eclipse season, like portal. And as a Divine Feminine, I felt myself catapulted back into Empress energy, into Divine Feminine energy, where it has felt like previously in the past couple weeks, there's been a lot of striving, a lot of working hard, a lot of masculine energy. I've been asked to be in my masculine quite a bit. And I've been having to learn how strong my inner masculine has gotten. It's like been test after test of just, the kind of everything coming full circle. But I have to tell you, it was a relief to come back into feminine energy over the weekend and then really, really strongly yesterday. That was really, really beautiful for me, to just kind of trust and surrender and know that all the things that I have, all the pots I have cooking, if you will, that it's all going to come to me. I don't have to do anything. I did the masculine work in the past couple weeks, and now I can just sit and rest and wait and let it come to me. And I have been seeing the proof of that in the 3D, actually, with certain things that I had going on that were kind of headaches for me in the last 2 weeks. I've been having people reach out to me asking me for something, and then I haven't responded because I've been in my feminine. And then I've gotten another reach out where they've said, oh, we figured it out. So it's been really lovely to just kind of let life come to me and recognize that when I step into that energy, things do just work themselves out. That being said, I did put in a lot of the heavy lifting. There's a fine balance between the masculine and feminine energies within. It's like, if you just sit in your feminine and expect things to come without having done any of that masculine work, it's probably not going to go so well. But if you have put in the muscle, so to speak, and then you sit back and you surrender and you truly surrender, then you can watch it work. But if you're constantly putting in the muscle and you're in resistance and not willing to surrender and sit into your feminine, masculines, I'm talking to you, then you're just going to be in resistance and running in a circle over and over again. But when they work really harmoniously together, it's this beautiful, beautiful relationship. So anyways, I've had the experience of that in the past couple of days that's been really, really lovely. All right, so we're just going to dive in. I just want to check in with the energies. So I love this deck. I'm going to go with this deck. I know I don't do a great job of telling you guys the decks I use, and I will try and get better. This is the Star Tarot. Calling on the guides, ancestors, angels, our higher selves, any who wish to be present, to help me be a clear channel of light, love, and truth for this reading. Telling us most what we need to know, Spirit. Thank you, thank you. All right. right, so we're going to do a check-in with the feminine energy first. So tell us, Spirit, where is the feminine energy at right now? What are the feminines feeling? What are the feminines feeling on the heart space? Beautiful. Wow. I was called to do more, but this actually is plenty. I meant more pulls, but this is plenty. So this is Judgment. So this is a recalibration is the word they're giving me. It's a deep, deep awareness in the heart space of everything that's been accumulating, everything that you've been learning, everything that's been integrating. It's exactly what I was sharing with you guys from my own personal story. It's this calibration of integration of the masculine and feminine energies within. And I feel that you're getting this opportunity right as we enter into eclipse season, feminines, where you can take stock of every single thing that this journey has taught you thus far, every single thing that's been shifted, everything that's changed. Perhaps in the last couple weeks, you've had opportunities with situations that have come up that, you know, in the past, you maybe reacted one way. And then it's like you got a second chance. In the past couple weeks, Spirit was like, you know what, we're going to give you another opportunity to clear this karma and complete this cycle. So maybe a similar situation presented itself and you've had this opportunity to act from a higher perspective, a higher place. And now you're getting this beautiful invitation to look at it all, and not look at it all from an intellectual headspace, from a judgment space, from an intellectually judging place, but more from a feeling place. It's judgment, but through feeling. It's feeling your way through the twists and turns that has been your life in the past couple, truly, however long you've been on this journey. It's like a taking stock moment. It's a taking inventory and being able to pat yourself on the back for the wins, celebrate yourself if there's places to celebrate. And if there's places that are tender, if there are places that don't feel quite fully free or fully whole, there's an opportunity here to examine them and give them your attention, give them your love and your presence, and ask, through working with your guides, through working with Spirit, what do you most need from me at this time in order to feel full, in order to close this cycle once and for all? And this is definitely a moment in time where, because this reading is going to be checking in with masculine and feminine, but we're going to be really dealing in like heart space and 5D energy. If I'm called, I'll ask a 3D question or two. But this is also, if you happen to be a masculine watching, this is for your inner feminine as well. And I do feel that this is a place that the external masculines have been in checking in with their heart space and really getting the opportunity to look and examine where have I faltered? Where have I exceeded my expectations of myself? Where have I really stepped into ownership and responsibility? Where am I really soaring? Where am I really doing well? And honoring that. We have a tendency to beat ourselves up and to ruminate on the negative. But anytime the judgment comes through, it's an opportunity to look at it from a neutral place. It's an opportunity to really hold yourself high, hold yourself accountable, but also hold yourself with a loving gaze. It's the gaze of Spirit. Spirit is holding you in a loving gaze, and you're getting an opportunity to hold yourself in that space. I just want to briefly mention at the bottom of the deck, I'm getting the 9 of Wands for you. So to me, this feels like this is somebody who has been through this entire cycle. This is kind of the weary warrior. This is the person who has been through battle, been through hell and back, and now they're here standing strong. In this card, there's this balance of the light and dark, the polarity. You know, these loyal, I think they're wolves, but anytime it's like a dog or a canine, it speaks to loyalty. It speaks to commitment. It speaks to really staying true. And you have done this, divine feminines, okay? You have really done this on this journey, and you have stayed true to yourself and to God. And that is what this judgment period is asking you to do. And you are completing this cycle. You know, this is at the end of that cycle. All of those karmic battlefields, all of that difficulty that's occurred for you. Now is the time that you're really getting, it's, you know, judgment comes up when we are closing out a cycle. I will say we have this eclipse season, right? So this comes at a time where we're stepping into the new, but Spirit is not going to let us go into the new until we really give this energy our presence, give our lives, our choices, our hearts, this judgment presence, this energy, so that we can fully move freely and independently into the new. All right, Spirit, tell us about the masculines. What's coming up for the masculines on their heart space at this time? Wow. Wow. Okay. Oh, beautiful. Masculines. We're getting the King of Cups. So, yeah. And I will point out that we're getting the Nine of Swords in the bottom of the deck. So there is this willingness and this desire to be a fully integrated king, to use your emotion as your superpower, to use your depth of feeling as your superpower. There's been an acknowledgement and awareness that this actually is real, true strength recently for the masculines. You have really been stepping into this knowingness and this energy. However, the King of Cups likes to conceal and hide. He doesn't quite feel that it's necessary to share his true feelings or his emotions with anyone around him. And what I'm getting for this message is that the reason of that is because of this mental anguish, this mental pain, this keeping yourself from your divinity, from your kinghood. I don't know if that's a word, but we're working with it. Keeping yourself from this because of your own self-doubt, your own self-criticism, your own pain, and your fear of how you're going to be seen. Because it's like you're in this sort of tender spot where you've really done this work. You've come full circle on this journey where now you can recognize the strength of the King of Cups, that he is just as strong as the King of Pentacles, of the worldly material king. He's just as strong as the King of Swords, the intellectual, can cut through the bullshit king, right? He's just as strong, and you're recognizing that, but you are wondering if the world that you've built up, the community that you exist within, if they know that. And so there's still this Nine of Swords energy that's a little bit in your resistance. Like this is that resistance I jokingly mentioned in the beginning of this when I was saying that the masculines, are the ones that can get into the masculine energy so strongly, and then they resist the emotions. So your truth, the truth of your heart, is this King of Cups. And there's an awareness now. There's an awareness that this is your truth, but you may still be allowing this Nine of Swords, which is all about the mind running amok, not having sovereignty or control over the mind, allowing the mind to cloud the heart. And so that may be what's kind of coming up for you at this time. And I do feel that this eclipse season, if you are still in that space, masculines and feminines who are, watching this for your masculine energy within, if you are still in that space, I would urge you to really do whatever you need to do between now and the 26th when we have this eclipse to release that and to work through whatever those barriers are that you're perceiving. Because, you can do it the easy way or you can do it the hard way. I've heard someone talk about it. There is the karmic path, or there's God's path. I think I'm saying that right. It may not be karmic, maybe a different word, but either way, either way, you're going to get to the same destination because you are a divine being and God has a plan for you. This is where you're going. But you're either going to do it the hard way or the easy way. God's path is the easy way. It's the path of least resistance. It's the way of trust and surrender. And masculines, you have a way of choosing the hard path. And you don't necessarily know you're quite doing it when you're doing it. But with all that you've learned in this period and what you've come to, I feel that a lot of you really do have this insight now. You have this high priestess energy within. You have this intuitive knowing. You know when you're resisting. You know what that feels like now. And so you're really being tested to ascend, to really work with God's path, to go the path of least resistance, to surrender, to trust. And that is always, masculines, going to be moving into the heart. And you know the difference now. And I feel that many of you thought you were in your heart for a long time. And now you know what that was, and that wasn't the heart. So you have an opportunity to really choose that. So let's go ahead and ask where the feminines are in terms of this connection. What are they wanting for this connection? Yeah. Okay, feminines. So it's a very clear message. The feminines want communication. The feminines want truthful, of the light, in their integrity, communication. They want this they want the pauses to be over. They want the stopping, starting, going again when it comes to this connection, when it comes to their twin. They're really at a place of knowing what they're working towards, knowing where their worth is, knowing what is correct for them and what Spirit's trying to deliver them. And the thing that they see in the path as kind of blocking that is this lack of truthful, honest communication. The bottom of the deck is the Ten of Pentacles. So the feminines, as they're stepping into their worth and their power, they know that this is their destiny. They know that this powerful self-mastery, mastery over their material world, success in abundance, success in their mission work, success in their work, success in family and love and children, just this happily ever after is theirs. And they're basically saying, masculines, if it's not you, then let me go. Feminines have been in this place. They're like, come forward and come correct, or don't come at all and let me go. Is really, of course, the feminines know that they can't really let you go and that you can't really let them go. But there has been this in-between space that I feel we've been in where the feminines have really been like, what's been going on hasn't been working for me. Now that I know my worth, now that I know what I want, yeah, the feminines just want to be released. And feminines, I'm going to talk directly to you. You know you can't be released, right? I hear so many of you in my head right now, like, you're like, release me, just release me. And I know you can't be released. And I know that you think that this external thing, if this external thing comes through, then all will be well and you can move on. You can either, so if this comes through and it's not what you want, it's not correct, it's not in the truth, it's not in the light, then you think, okay, I'll move on. Or if this comes through and it's what you want, then you think, great, now let's move towards that Ten of Pentacles. However, you are putting an external desire, you're putting your all your eggs in the basket of this external desire of this communication. And the lesson here of what Spirit really wants for you is to get into your Empress energy, to surrender, to give this up, burn this in this eclipse season, throw this in the fire. You don't need this. You don't need anything but yourself. You don't need anything but yourself and the divine. And the divine has you. And if you can trust in the divine, you know you're fine. You know that the divine is bringing this to you, or the divine, it's like this or something better, okay? So I just felt called to say that quick little, I wanted to speak directly to you feminines, because you just have to be really careful about your energy, that you're not getting in an expectation of what you need. And if I don't get this, then I'm done. Because that is old paradigm of relationship. That is not what the twins are here to create. We are not here to create these expectations, these power dynamics, these back and forths. You either bring me this or I'm out, right? And I understand where that comes from. That comes from this pain. That comes from the journey so far and all that the feminines have had to suffer and endure. by their masculines. Truly, I get it, trust me. But we're being asked to surrender that, and we're being asked to let go of the past so that we can move strongly and courageously into this new future. So if you detach from needing this, but you also trust that it's coming because you trust in the divine, you're going to be in a good spot. Okay? I wanted to share that with you. That was that was wanting to be channeled. Okay, let's ask where the masculines are at with this connection. What are they wanting? What are they wanting in their heart? What are the okay. That was a weird shuffle. Okay. Well, we got a bunch of cards that came out, but I'll take them because they're a bit of a story here. Okay. So we're getting Three of Cups on the bottom of the deck, and the Three of Cups is a celebratory energy of reunions, coming together in joy, in love, in kind of just honoring what has been, but also it's a ritual of what is coming, and that what is coming is more beautiful than what has been. It's a unifying of goddess feminine energy, I will say, too. I heard recently that it is the star, the moon, and the sun energies. So in the tarot, the star, the sun, and the moon all coming together in a unifying. And that speaks to really powerful soul level love. And then I just noticed below that we have the Ace of Cups on the bottom of the deck. So yeah, a new emotional beginning in love. So this is what the masculines are wanting from this connection. And we're also getting another 3 here, which is expansion. So this is the 3 of Pentacles. They are wanting to work together. They want reciprocity. They want to ground this. Here's the first Pentacles on the table. The masculines are very serious about grounding this in the 3D because they have 2 Pentacles energy. They want harmony, they want balance, they want to be in union. They want to come together. They don't want to do it like it was before, where it was off kilter and not quite in harmony. They want it to be harmonious, and they know that the only way for this to happen is for both of you to be in inner union and balance with the 2 of Pentacles. They want this success. They want this recognition here with the 6 of Wands. They want the success and the recognition from their community around this connection, around this relationship. That's a really interesting message. The masculines have been very, very private. But you know what it is, I think, is for a lot of them, there has been this fear of what others would think, and this fear of loss, and this fear of not being successful that has really given them pause around these connections. And whatever work and shifts that they've been making in their life, they're recognizing that those were all illusions and that those were not the truth. They're really seeing that and recognizing that now. And now they're coming to a place of wanting this to show them off. That's what I'm hearing. To show this connection off, to show, wow, that, you know what that speaks to? That really speaks to the deep, deep inner work they've been doing on integrating who they truly are, their soul, who their soul really is at the core. Because before, when they were wanting to hide you in this connection, they were hiding themselves. They were hiding who they truly are, their God self, right? Their inner mastery, their king energy, the divine energy within them. And so they have been doing a lot of work to come into this balance, to be able. 6 of Wands is not just success. 6 of Wands is about public recognition. It's like, you know, showing it off, shouting it from the rooftops. That's really beautiful energy of coming together, masculines. And that speaks a lot of how far we've come. All right, so I'd like to know what the feminines are working on right now to, wow. Okay. Queen of Wands on the bottom of the deck. So this is that divine feminine energy, big time. This is a fiery, passionate feminine who is working on her mission work. She's not waiting for anyone else. She's not, the only person she takes orders from is God. Okay. Right below that, we're getting the 10 of Cups. So This feminine is ignited. Her flame is burning brightly, powerfully, passionately. She is really, really divinely guided. And we're also getting the Eight of Wands. The Eight of Wands and the Empress. So this Empress energy is everything I spoke to at the beginning of this reading. And this is that letting the work be done and letting it come to you. Allowing, sitting on your throne, sitting in your Empress energy of unconditional love, of trust, of faith, of allowing, of nurturing, and then knowing that this is coming in super fast. You don't have to do anything to achieve this. You don't have to do anything to get this Eight of Wands energy. This is a beautiful message. As you sit still in your divinity, in your knowingness, you allow this Eight of Wands to come to you. You allow it. You get out of your own way. You stop moving. Stop moving. We need you still. We need you still so we can find you. I mean, I'll just share this quick message. I've been getting the message that on this journey, I've been moving so fast. I've been ascending to such great heights so quickly. I'll blame the Aries energy. So quickly that there has been moments in the journey where my guides have actually had to like smack me down, like I explained how I felt yesterday. Just smack me down and hold me there so that my masculine can catch up, so that he can reach me. Because they're like, yeah. There's more you're going to go. There's more plateaus. There's more mountains you're going to climb. Yeah, you're going to do it. But we need you to sit still for right now so he can get to you, because you can't come together if you're in totally different places. You can't come together if you're at different points in the journey. So why don't we just like sit you down, let him get to you, and then we'll keep moving, right? So that's kind of this message here. I mean, that's like a more of a personal message, but if that resonates for you, please take it. I felt called to share it. So that's a personal message I've been getting from my guides. And I'm sure it's going to resonate with someone here. But it's truly, as you sit still, as you sit and you allow, this comes. And there's nothing you have to do to get it. This Eight of Wands energy is rapid, fast change. Eclipse season, I'm really hearing eclipse season. Eclipse season is going to be all about this Eight of Wands energy. All about it. Okay. Ooh. Oh, that is beautiful. So there was actually a card that flipped up in that shuffle. I just wanted to point out the King of Wands, and I just found him as I was about to shuffle. So that's the Queen of Wands on the bottom of the deck, and the King of Wands came up. So that's union. That is absolute union. Wow. Okay, so tell us what the masculines are working on right now, Spirit, to bring these connections through. Okay, that card wanted to come through, but we're going to take that one. Wow, okay. So Hierophant on the bottom of the deck. This is spiritual commitment. This is a higher knowledge, awareness, and this is that walking that path of the light. Choosing the light over the darkness, which has been something that the masculines have been having to learn on this journey. Learning when they have actually been choosing self over service, choosing self over others, which is the devil's path. That is the darkness. That's a choice that we all get when we incarnate in this, in the 3D, when we incarnate here. We get the choice. Do we want to walk the path of light, love, God? Well, that entails working for others. That entails service. That entails mission work. Or are we going to be in service to self, which is kind of the material world, seeking, pushing, making choices, being with people that aren't of the light, and choosing that for how it looks, just all of that image. And these are choices that we're making moment to moment. So there's not one person on this planet, I don't care who you are, that has been able to be in the light at all times. It's a constant choice that we have to be making. And I think that the masculines have just become aware on this journey of what that choice looks like and where in their life they haven't been making that choice. And that this connection forced them to look at that, and they weren't going to be able to choose this connection if they weren't choosing the light. And that's been a big eye-opener, which I think is where a lot of this grief and pain has actually come from. If we get down to the deep root of it, it's coming from the place of, wow, not only did I hurt this person that I care about so deeply, but I hurt myself and I hurt the divine. I chose self over others, and I didn't even know it. So what are the masculines working on? We have the Princess of Cups. What I'm really hearing with this is apology. It's communication. It's open-hearted, loving communication. It's truthful because it's coming from the heart. It's not coming from the mind. So they're really working on what to say, how to say it. As we saw in the feminine's energy, this Eight of Wands is wanting to come through. This eclipse season is wanting to bring this. And the masculines can feel this energy building. They can feel this shift, and they're gearing up, and they are working to get into their heart. They're working to get into the emotion. They're working out what to say to you. How do I articulate the depth of love and emotion I feel? How do I articulate what this journey has meant to me? How do I articulate the truth of this moment, right? This is really speaking to this King of Cups. He knows how he feels, but it's hard to put words to it. It's hard to express it. He knows that he's been touched by you and by this connection. He knows that he's been chosen by the divine. He knows this now. He's sitting here as a king. But as we saw on the bottom of the deck, there's a lot of anxiety. There's a lot of Nine of Swords energy because this is not comfortable. This higher, deeper commitment is also not comfortable. This is something that the masculines have ran away from. The people that they've committed to in their lives have not required the type of commitment that the divine requires or that the divine feminine requires. They have been able to wear a mask in all of these relationships and commitments. It has not been true. It has not been authentic. They have been able to hide. They have had back doors. They have had escape routes. They have had ways of evading and avoiding. But they've known from day one that they cannot do that with the divine feminine. And that's scary as hell. And that's why they've been working through this in order to get to this place. And that's truly where we are at this journey. And if they fall back, because fear can have you fall back into old patterns. So if the masculines are currently falling back into old patterns at this time, perhaps drinking, drugs, just devil energy habits, things where they can avoid, or, perhaps sleeping around, perhaps getting distracted with other people, distracting themselves with work, whatever. The divine is not allowing that, masculine. So if you're watching this, masculines, know that you're going to get more than just a tap on the hand this time. The divine has called you forward and called you forth, and you do not get to hide any longer. So it's just a little warning. You may have gotten away with that for a while, but the divine is no longer using kid gloves with you. The divine is serious because the divine has been working with you on this. And once you know, you are no longer ignorant. You can no longer plead the fifth. I don't know why I was feeling called to say that, but I had to say that perhaps for someone watching. So the masculines are really working on this, and this is also this connection to their own intuition and the divine. This is the connection to their heart space. So they're really working through this energy to try and get clarity here, and knowing when the right time is, knowing how to say it. And you know what's so interesting, and I'm going to speak directly to you, divine masculines, if you are watching. What's so interesting about this is you approach this Princess of Cups energy from the head, right? So you approach it from a place of, what am I going to say? How am I going to say it? You're in the mind. And the irony is, all you have to do is surrender to the heart and the divine, and spirit will give you the words. All you have to do is make the choice and have the intention to be in your truth and to be in your love, and come forward. and the divine will do the rest. I promise you. This is what we do as channelers. We have to get out of our own way and we allow the words to just come out. I'm not thinking while I'm channeling. And that's why sometimes, I mean, I'm sure you've seen channelers forget words, really strange words that all of a sudden leave. It's because we're not in our headspace. And the divine will give us specific words when we need them, words that we don't even know. But it's also why sometimes we will, the communication can get clouded, especially if we're channeling an energy or we're channeling a person. If we're channeling a person and they don't know that word, we're not going to be able to speak that word, right? So we get out of our way and we just trust and allow the divine to work through us. That's all you have to do, masculines. And I know that might seem really scary, but you'll see how liberating and freeing it actually is. It's my favorite way of communicating. I feel more uncomfortable not communicating this way, even with others. Anytime I have difficult conversations these days, I find so much freedom in just being able to get out of my own way on it. All right, so I'm going to ask, what's coming up next for the Divine Feminines? Like, what is our, wow. Okay, a bunch of cards came out, but I am going to take them. Completion of this cycle of burdens and pain, 10 of Wands. We are saying goodbye. Sayonara, no longer. Reciprocity, 6 of Pentacles. This is your needs being met. This is the amount that you give and the depth of how you love being met and reciprocated, Divine Feminines, in partnership, in union, in romantic love. And you'll know if this is applicable for you or not if this is your Divine Masculine. If this is your Divine Masculine, you will feel it and you will know it. I do not need to tell you that. If this is someone new, if this is a beautiful, high, what is the word I'm seeing? Losing a word. I'm going to let it go, but a soulmate, a powerful, powerful soulmate that is not karmic. You'll know. You'll know which it is, okay? But new beginning in love, the Fool, justice being served. The divine wants to reward you, Divine Feminines, for all the pain and suffering you've gone through. The divine wants to help you see how this journey is a gift. The divine wants you to know that everything you've endured and gone through has been so you can help others. Your pain is your greatest gift. And once this justice is served, you will know that as you're sitting there on your throne as the Queen of Pentacles of this 3D world, of the 5D and the worlds beyond, you have been Christed, is what I'm hearing. You have been crowned, you've been Christed. You are this magical Divine Feminine, and you are getting everything that you've been asking for. Wow, Divine Feminines. All those cards fell out. Okay, let's ask for the Divine Masculines. What is coming for the Divine Masculine Spirit? Okay, we had a card go flying. Wow. Wow. Okay, I'm just being called to grab a couple more cards. Okay. Because the Divine Feminine had so many. Wow. Okay, so bottom of the deck, we're getting the Queen of Wands, and we're getting the Ten of Wands, mirroring the Divine Feminine. So a completion of this cycle of burdens, Divine Masculines. Okay, Queen of Wands. On the bottom of the deck, 7 of Wands in reverse. So this is releasing the defenses. This is releasing the pain, the suffering, the fear of letting someone in, the fear of committing, the fear of the divine, the fear of being known. The fear of being known, truly known and seen by another, Divine Masculines. We also got this with the Queen of Cups. So you are dropping your defenses with your Divine Feminine. You are letting go of this story that you will be hurt by the feminine, by any feminine, by feminine energy, that the feminine energy is manipulative, that the feminine energy is harmful, that the feminine energy is judgment, control. You are releasing this story, and the divine is providing you the truth with this Ace of Swords. This is Archangel Michael coming through and slicing through. It's coming. This eclipse season is going to slice through any last bit of illusion, delusion, fear, anxiety, worry that you have. Anywhere you're holding yourself back, anywhere that you are still saying, I do not deserve this queen. I cannot have her. I do not deserve this woman who is so, woman or man, depending on who your divine feminine is, who is so balanced in her emotion, the strength of her emotion and the strength of her divinity, of her intuition, of her knowing, of her fire and her passion. This is a perfectly balanced, I'm just noticing, divine feminine with her masculine energy, with the fire, it's more masculine, and then with the water, which is feminine. So this is a divine feminine, and it's interesting because these have truly been my divine feminine cards throughout the journey. And then the Queen of Swords has been the energy when we are needing to detach. And then the Queen of Pentacles is that energy which in the beginning of the journey was oftentimes the karmic. But then she shifted into the divine feminine as she grounded everything she learned into the 3D, as we just saw her over here in the feminine energy. But for the masculines, this is what the near future is for you if you can come to it in truth. Put your pride aside is what I'm hearing. Put your pride aside. Come to the truth. Come to the edge and jump. It's time to lay down your defenses and your guards. If you can put your pride aside, if you can let the love in, masculines, you will not be sorry. The love that you will receive, the embrace, the acceptance will feel like coming home. Beyond what you could have ever imagined. Because your feminine is over here in this energy. Oops, I just dropped a card, but that was the Queen of Pentacles. She is over here in this energy. She is going to receive this with or without you. And I don't mean this to be triggering. I really don't. But your feminine is going to receive this with or without you. And the divine wants it to be you. The divine wants it to be you. It's meant to be you. You have a contract for this to be you. You made the promise to God. You made the promise to your feminine. You made the promise to yourself. Let this be you, masculines. Let this be you. Wow. Okay. I'm going to leave it there. Thank you so much for being here. I am appreciating all of your emails, your donations, booking sessions, your likes, your shares, all the new subscribers. Thank you so much for being here. I am going to be coming up with a little fun contest and doing some giveaways of free readings soon, so please stay tuned as that becomes a little more clear. And honestly, this may not get cleared up until post eclipse season. We're just gonna see how it goes, and I will be back again soon with another reading when I feel called. All right, take care of yourself. I'm sending you so much love, and get ready for so much change. Bye.